This is my dissection video for the eyeball. We're going to start with the exterior portions of the eye. First off, we have the sclera, which is this white portion. It kind of acts as a covering to protect the internal structures of the eyeball. Also on the outside, we have this globe-like structure called the cornea, or it would be globe-like, but it is lacking aqueous humor, which is a fluid that helps to keep the shape of the eyeball. But this cornea allows light to pass through while also protecting the internal structures here, like the pupil, which is this hollowed out, which is this hollowed out inner portion of the eye that regulates how much light comes in, and that's controlled by this pigmented portion on the outside of the pupil called the iris, and that controls the size of the pupil. And then just past the iris, we have the lens right here, which is a fairly flexible structure that's used for focusing light that comes into the pupil. And attached to the lens are the zona ciliaris, which are kind of this like mushroom-shaped structure that you can see here. And those are ligaments that are attached to the lens that are also used for focusing. And just past this lens and in between the retina here, this cavity is called the vitreous body, and that is filled with a fluid called the vitreous humor, which helps maintain the shape of the eyeball. And there's also an indentation in the vitreous body, which is it's a little hard to see here, but that's called the hyaloid fossa, and that acts as a seat for the lens here. Now looking at the posterior portion of the eyeball, we can observe this thin membrane-like structure called the retina. It's where we process light using rods, which are receptor cells used for receiving light, and cones, which are used for perceiving color. And when we kind of scrape back this retina a little bit, we can see this really dark portion of the inner surface called the choroid, and this has melanin that absorbs the excess light rays that come in through the pupil and the lens. And this iridescent, really shiny structure right here is what we call the tapetum lucidum, and you'll notice it's reflective, which is actually used in night vision for most animals, but humans don't have this structure. When we kind of push back the retina into the right place, we have this circle structure here, which is called the blind spot, but it is also known as the optic disc. And this portion does not contain any photoreceptor cells, which is why it's called the blind spot. And this forms the optic nerve coming here to the exterior portion of the eye. And that sends all of the signals from the photoreceptor area into the brain for processing.